Class, our topic for today is book value per share. Book value per share, or BVPS, is the amount to be recovered by shareholders per share during liquidation. Okay, so again, book value per share is the amount to be recovered by shareholders per share during liquidation. So basically, ito yung amount na marirecover ng mga shareholders kapag na-bankrupt ang isang corporation. Okay? Now, basic formula in computing the book value per share is total shareholders' equity over number of outstanding shares. Nakalagay dyan, basic, because later mag-i-introduce tayo ng konting complications. Right? Now, kapag na-bankrupt ang isang corporation or mag-liquidate ang isang corporation, we have to undergo the liquidation process. So basically, may 4 steps yan. Step number 1 is we sell all non-cash assets. Bibenta natin lahat ng non-cash assets such as PPE, inventory, investments, etc. So basically, ang ginagawa natin dyan, kino-convert natin lahat ng non-cash assets into cash. Right? Now, meron na tayong cash. Next step is we pay the creditors. Creditors such as suppliers, banks, government, BIR, babayad tayo ng taxes. So, yun yung next step natin. Alright? Now, if meron pa tayong excess cash, next thing we have to do during the liquidation process is return capital to the preferred shareholders. Okay, yung next step natin. Sir, how much yung babalik natin to the preferred shareholders? Dalawa yan. Number 1 is the liquidation value. If the problem is silent, the liquidation value is equal to par value. Plus, babayaran din natin yung unpaid dividends. Okay? Ang ibang term for unpaid dividends is dividends in arrears. Okay? Dividends in arrears. So, yun yung ibabalik natin. So, sulat ko dito, dividends in arrears or DIA. Right? Now, if meron pa tayong excess cash, after returning capital to the preferred shareholders, that's the only time that we return capital to ordinary shareholders. Right? So, yung hierarchy natin sa pagbabayad, creditors muna, next is preferred shareholders, and ordinary shareholders. So, least priority, ordinary shareholders. Right? Now, kaya yung preferred shareholders, meron siyang preference as to dividends and during liquidation. Meron siyang preference over ordinary shareholders. Right? Now, again, the basic formula in computing the book value per share is total shareholders' equity over number of outstanding shares. Now, ang nagpapakomplicate dyan is the features of the preferred shareholders. Okay? Or the preference shares. So, tingnan natin. Isa-isa natin. Meron lang namang 4 na features yan. Number 1 is cumulative preference shares. When you say cumulative preference shares, the preferred shareholders are entitled to dividends in arrears. Right? Yung unpaid dividends. Ito siya, dividends in arrears. Now, next is non-cumulative. When you say non-cumulative, the preferred shareholders are entitled only to current year dividends. Okay? Now, lagay tayo ng illustration para mas malinaw. For example, this year is 2026. Okay? Today is 2026. Wala tayong dineclare na dividends in 2024, 2025. Ngayon lang tayo nag-declare ng dividends, 2026. When you say cumulative, lahat ng preferred shareholders entitled sa dividends in arrears or yung dividends in the previous year. So, makukuha nila 2024, 2025, and 2026. Pag naman non-cumulative, current year dividends lang. Wala sila marireceive sa 2024 and 2025. Ang marireceive lang nila is 2026. Cumulative, non-cumulative. Alright? Now, next nating class is participating preferred shares. Participating. When you say participating, the preferred shareholders are entitled to fixed rate dividends plus excess. Okay, yung opposite naman yan is non-participating. Pag sabi mo non-participating, the preferred shareholders are entitled only to fixed rate dividends. So, walang excess. Okay? So, again, participating, entitled to fixed rate dividends plus excess. Kapag non-participating, fixed rate dividends lang. Okay? So, let's have an illustration para mas malinaw. For example, we have 1,000 preferred shares, 100 peso par value, 12% yung dividends. Okay? Now, let's say non-participating to. Ito naman yung participating. Pag non-participating, again, si preferred shareholders entitled lang siya sa fixed rate dividends. Actually, ito naman yung by default, non-participating. Alright? So, for example, yung company, nag-declare siya ng 100,000 pesos na dividends. Now, ang makukuha dito ni preferred shareholders, 12%. So, how much yan? 1,000 times 100 times 12%, that is 12,000. Alright? So, 12,000 pesos. Yung dividends na marireceive ni preferred shareholders. Ngayon, lahat ng excess, 100,000 minus 12,000, 88,000, ito yung marireceive na dividends of the ordinary shareholders. Okay? So, ganun kapag non-participating. Again, ito yung default non-participating. If you can see, class, yung 100,000 dividends, kahit how much pa yung dividends for the year, for example, 200,000 or 300,000, laging fixed rate yan, 12,000 marireceive yan or 12%. Right? So, it means, pag mas mataas yung dividends, mas malaki yung marireceive ni ordinary shareholders. Pag mas mababa marireceive ni ordinary shareholders. That's why ordinary shareholders, meron siyang high risk, high return. Alright? Now, when you say participating, entitled to fixed rate dividends, yung parang kanina na 12%, plus excess. Ano ibig sabihin ng excess? So, for example, class, nag-declare ng dividends, 100,000 and participating daw si preferred shareholders. Okay? Number one, babayaran natin si preferred shareholders ng 12,000 pesos. Okay? And then, babayaran natin si ordinary shareholders, same rate yung gagamitin natin, 12% din. 12,000 pesos din. And then, yung remainder, excess, how much yan? So, 100,000 minus 12,000 minus 12,000, that's 76,000. Paghahatian yan ni ordinary share, ni preferred shares, and ni ordinary shares. So, okay, yun yung ibig sabihin ng fixed rate dividends. Ito siya. Fixed rate dividends plus excess. Alright? So, kung makikita nyo, class, sabi ko kanina, for ordinary shares, high risk, high return yan. So, kapag participating, very disadvantageous yan kay ordinary shares. Kasi nakakuha ng fixed rate si preferred shares, meron pa siyang excess. Kaya dapat, kapag non-participating, dapat explicit yan, nag-agree dapat yung mga ordinary shareholders na participating. Alright? If the problem is silent, the preferred shares are non-cumulative and non-participating. Take note of that. If the problem is silent, non-cumulative, ibig sabihin entitled to current year dividends lang. And non-participating, ibig sabihin hindi entitled to excess. Okay, so let's apply the concepts. Let's go to our illustrative examples. Basic muna tayo. Illustrative example number 1. Tignan natin, class, kapag meron tayong one class of shares, or ibig sabihin ordinary shares lang, paano yung computation? Again, ito yung basic formula natin. Total shareholders' equity over number of outstanding shares. Requirement is compute for the book value per share. Pinnacle Company's year-end shareholders' equity consists of the following. Meron tayong share capital, 1,100,000 shares issued. Okay, subscribed share capital, 500,000. Share premium, 370,000. Retained earnings, 660. Revaluation surplus, and meron tayong cumulative translation loss. Di ba? OCI items yan. Kasama ba yan sa computation, yung OCI? Yes, kasi yung numerator natin is total shareholders' equity. So, kasama yan. Treasury shares at cost, 10,000 shares, 70,000. Kasama din yan kasi contra equity yan. Tama? So, therefore, total shareholders equity natin is 2.5 million. So, gagawin ko dyan, lagay ko muna yung formula, total shareholders equity over number of outstanding shares. Okay? And then, given na yung total shareholders equity sa problem, that is, how much yung nakalagay? 2.5 million. Yun yung numerator natin. Now, paano computein yung outstanding shares? Tama ba, class? To compute for the outstanding shares, meron tayong issued. How much yung ilang shares yung issued? 100,000. Plus subscribe, don't forget yung subscribe, okay? So, pwede natin mo-compute yung subscribe, 500,000, yung total amount, divide natin sa par value of 10, that is 50,000. Plus subscribe na 50,000, minus treasury shares, don't forget, minus natin yung treasury shares to compute for the outstanding shares, nakalagay dyan 10,000 shares, 100 plus 50, 150 minus 10, that's 140,000, okay? Number of outstanding shares natin, 140,000. Total shareholders equity, 2.5 million. Divided by 140,000, you get 17.86. 17.86. That's our book value per share. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, class, kapag na-liquidate yung corporation, each shareholder, ang estimate is makaka-receive sila, marirecover nila, is 17.86 pesos per share. Siyempre, sa point of view ng mga shareholders, mas mataas yung book value per share, much better. Got it? Okay, so yun yung basic computation of the book value per share. Let's go to illustrative example number 2. What if meron ng preferred shareholders? I-consider na natin yung features of the preferred shares. Alright? So, tingnan natin. Compute for the book value per share for each class of shares. Actually, class, yung book value per share, mas appropriate yan, mas applicable yan to ordinary shares. Okay? Kasi yung mga preferred shares, guaranteed sila eh. Guaranteed na marireceive. Pag may excess cash, guaranteed na marireceive nila yung liquidation value and yung dividends in arrears. Okay? Kaya yung book value per share, mas appropriate yan, mas applicable to ordinary shares than preferred shares. Pero usually, pinapakompute din tayo ng book value per share for preferred shares. Alright? So let's take a look at illustrative example number 2. CPA Company's year-end shareholders' equity consists of the following. Meron tayong preference shares, 10% cumulative, okay, 100 peso par, 20,000 shares, 2 million. Tama ba? Pag cumulative, ang ibig sabihin, entitled dyan sa dividends in arrears, so yung mga hindi pa nababayaran na dividends from the previous years, 2 million. And then, ordinary shares, 100,000 shares issued, 1 million. And then, meron tayong retained earnings na 820,000. Dividends are in arrears for 3 years. Computing nga natin class yun, how much yung dividends in arrears? 2 million, tama, yung preferred shares. Multiply natin by 10%. Tama? So, sulat ko dito. Yung dividends in arrears natin for preferred shares, okay, 2 million times 10%, okay, ilang years daw? Times 3. How much makukuha na dyan? 2 million times 10%, times 3, you get 600,000. Tama? Ito yung dividends in arrears natin. Now, dapat explicit na cumulative. Alright? Kasi kapag silent, sabi ko kanina, non-cumulative. May check. Pag silent, non-cumulative. Alright, so, ito, very important din class. Pag nakalagay dividends in arrears, assume na includes current year dividends. Kasama na yung dividends para sa current year. Ulitin ko class, nakalagay dyan, dividends are in arrears for 3 years. Ibig sabihin, kasama na yung current year doon. Right? So, huwag mo gagawin 4. 3 lang. Okay? So, ganito gagawin ko, class. Ganito yung format mo kapag meron ng preferred shares. Right? So, meron kang excess. Ganito yung format sa book value per share. Meron tayong preferred shares and meron tayong ordinary shares. Right? Now, yung excess, basta hindi par, excess yan. So, ano yun? Retained earnings, mga OCI, mga ganon. Right? So, in this case, yung excess natin is the retained earnings, 820,000. Now, preference shares, 2 million. Ordinary shares, 1 million. So, ganun siya. So, ang ginawa ko, class, nilagay ko muna yung amounts. Excess, very important yan. Basta hindi par, pupunta sa excess. Ano yun nandyan? Retained earnings and OCI. Ito yung preference shares, 2 million at par. Kasi, sabi ko kanina, yung liquidation value, if silent yung problem, par value. Wala naman sinabi liquidation value. Assume natin, par value yan. Okay? Now, ang una natin gagawin, bayaran muna natin yung dividends in arrears, na-compute na natin, which is, that's 600,000. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, class, i-minus ko sa excess yan, bayaran natin yung preferred shares, plus 600,000. Kuha nyo yan. Next, ang matitira sa atin, 220,000. Tama? 220,000, sabi ko kanina, once mabayaran mo na yung liquidation value, asan yung liquidation value? Ito, yung 2 million. Dividends in arrears, ito yun, 600,000. After nyan, pwede mo nang bayaran yung return yung capital to ordinary shares. So, therefore, yung 220,000 na yan, lahat yan to ordinary shares na. 220,000. Okay? So, let's compute. 2 million plus 600,000, that's 2.6 million. 1 million plus 220,000, 1,220,000. Okay? Divide natin by number of shares. Sa preference shares, meron daw 20,000. And then, sa ordinary shares, meron diyang 100,000 shares. Okay? Divide natin. 2.6 million. Divided by 20,000, you get 130 pesos per share. Okay, yan yung book value per share for preference shares. 1,220,000 divided by 100,000, you get 12.2. Okay, so 130 and 12.2, these are the final answers. Tandaan mo lang, class, very important yung format na yan. Diyan tayo mag-stick. Excess, preference shares, and ordinary shares. Let's go to illustrative example number 3. Dito may liquidation value na. Okay? Calculate the book value per preference share and per ordinary share. So, BSA Company reported the following capital balances on December 31. Meron tayong preference share capital, 2 million. Ordinary share capital, 5 million. Meron tayong share premium, 2 million. Retained earnings, 2 million. So, yung share premium and retained earnings considered dyan as excess. Okay? Excess. So, gagawin ko dyan, again, yung format natin, meron tayong excess, which is, compute natin, 4 million. Share premium plus retained earnings. Preference shares natin, 2 million. And then, ordinary shares, 5 million. Okay, bayaran muna natin, class, yung dividends. And take note, nakalagay dyan, wala nakalagay kung cumulative or non-cumulative yung preferred shares. Alright? Pag silent, Non-cumulative. Non-cumulative, current year dividends lang. Compute natin yung dividends, 2 million times ilang percent? 12%. Okay? So that's 240,000. Ito yung dividends natin. Bayaran natin ng 240,000 si preferred shares. Alright? Next is, merong liquidation value. Nakita mo ba dyan? Second paragraph. Assume that the preference share has a liquidation price or liquidation value of 53 pesos and dividends are unpaid since December 31, 2020. So 2020, ibig sabihin 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. 5 years yung unpaid dividends. Kaya lang hindi mo matter yan because non-cumulative. Pag non-cumulative, na-forfeit yung mga previous years. Kaya ang binigay lang natin is the current year. Got it? Now, so ano yung liquidation value? Again, yung liquidation value, kailangan ibayad mo yan sa preferred shares. Pero take note, yung liquidation value, kasama na dyan yung par value. Alright? So, in this case, yung 53 pesos, nandiyan na class yung 50 pesos na par value. Nakita mo ba dyan? Yung first item, preference share capital, 12%, 40,000 shares, 50 par. Okay? So, pag minus mo yung 50, matitira na lang sa'yo dyan, 3 pesos. Okay? So, lagyan natin dito, liquidation value, 3 pesos times, ilan ba yung number of preference shares? 40,000. 40,000 times 3, you get 120,000. So, liquidation value, 120,000. Ibalik mo yan sa preferred shareholders, 120. And then, ang matitira sa atin, 4 million, minus 240, minus 120, you get 3,640,000. Lahat ng 3,640,000, pupunta na yan sa ordinary shareholders. Alright? So, 2 million plus 240,000 plus 120,000, you get 2,360,000. And then, for ordinary shares, 5 million plus 3,640, 8,640,000. Divide natin sa number of outstanding shares. Preference shares, meron tayong 40,000 shares. Ordinary shares, we have 100,000 shares. Okay, divide natin. 2,360,000, divide by 40,000, you have 59 pesos per share for preference shares. 8,640,000, divided by 100,000, you get 86.4 for ordinary shares. Alright? Ngayon, magkakamali ka lang dito kapag ang ginamit mo sa liquidation value is the whole 53 pesos. Pag ang ginawa mo dyan, di ba, 40,000 shares, 53 times 40,000, pag nilagay mo dyan to 120,000, magkakamali ka na. Tandaan mo lagi na yung liquidation value, kasama dyan yung par value. So, ang hindi na natin consider is 3 pesos. Alternatively, pwede mong gawin dyan, yung instead na ilagay mo yung par value dyan, wala kang ilalagay na par value dyan. Pero buong 53 pesos, i-consider mo dito. Pwede rin yun. Okay? Basta take note, may par value ka na 50 dito, wag mo ilalagay yung 53 dyan kasi magiging 103 yung liquidation value mo. Okay? Liquidation value already includes the par value. Sige. That's for number 3. Let's go to main problem number 1. Class jump tayo to main problem number 1. Okay, so related dyan sa liquidation value. Isa pa, main problem number 1. Alright, sige. Main problem number 1. Question is, on December 31, the book value per common share or common share, ibig sabihin ordinary share. Sige, tingnan natin. Ronick Corporation's stockholders' equity as of December 31 consisted of the following. 8% cumulative preferred stock. So take note, cumulative siya. 50 peso par. Liquidating value of 55 pesos per share. Oh, kasama na yung par dyan. 55 minus 50 na par, 5 pesos na lang, i-consider natin later. Okay, authorized and outstanding, 20,000 shares. Common stock, 200,000 authorized, 100,000 shares issued and outstanding, and retained earnings. Dividends of preferred stock have been paid, bayad daw, through 2020, but have not yet been declared for 2021. So 1 year lang yung hindi bayad na dividends. And kahit cumulative yan, bayad naman yung lahat ng prior years, yung current year lang. Okay, so gagawin ko dyan class. Again, yung format natin, meron tayong excess. Dito yung preference shares, dito yung ordinary shares. Excess natin yung retained earnings, 400,000. Preference shares, 1 million. And ordinary shares or common stock, 2.5 million. Okay, bayaran natin yung dividends in arrears. In this case, 1 year lang kasi paid naman hanggang 2020. Okay, so 1 million times 8%. Yung dividends in arrears, 80,000. Right? 80,000. Bayad natin yan sa preference shares, 80,000. And then, don't forget the liquidation value. Now, liquidation value dito, 55 pesos. Tama ba? Pero yung 50 pesos, na-consider na natin dito yan. Alright? So, 5 pesos na lang. So, lagay ko dito, liquidation value, 5 pesos times, ilan ba yung preference shares dito? 20,000. 5 times 20,000, you have 100,000. 100,000, add mo yan sa preference shareholders, Okay, lahat ng matitira, 400,000 minus 80 minus 100,000, you have 220,000. Lahat yan, ibigay natin sa ordinary shareholders. Okay, let's compute the total. 1 million plus 80 plus 100,000, 1,180,000. For ordinary shareholders, 2.5 million plus 220,000, you have 2,720,000. Divide natin by number of outstanding shares. For preference shares, divide natin by 20,000 shares. Ordinary shares, divide natin by 100,000 shares. Alright, so 1,180,000 divided by 20,000, you have 59 pesos for preference shares. For ordinary shares, 2,720,000 divided by 100,000, you have 27.2. Okay? So answer natin class, boy, 27.2. Pag tinanong ka, how much yung preference shares? 59. Pag ordinary shares, 27.2. Okay, now, let's go to illustrative example number 4. Illustrative example number 4. Pakita na po naman class yung other features of preference shares. Paano tayo magko-compute dyan? Okay, illustrative example number 4. We have 5 scenarios here. Okay. Letter A nakalagay dyan, non-cumulative and non-participating. Yun yung pinaka-basic. Okay, walang complication kapag non-cumulative, non-participating. Cumulative and non-participating, cumulative and fully participating. Cumulative and fully participating after ordinary share received 15%. And then, cumulative and participating up to 16%. So, ganun siya. So, illustrative example number 4. So, dito makakover natin lahat ng possible scenarios. Sige, so let's read the given. ABC Company provided the following shareholders' equity on December 31. Preference share capital 12%, 100 peso par. Okay, so tama ba class kung 1 million yung total? Divide natin by 100, meron tayong 10,000 preference shares. So, lagay ko dito, preference shares, 10,000 shares. Alright? Ordinary, share capital, 4 million, divide natin by 100. Tama ba class? Meron tayong 40,000 shares. Right? Yun yung denominator natin later. Share premium, 2 million. Retained earnings, 1 million. Tama ba? 2 million plus 1 million, 3 million. That's our excess. Okay? And then, dividends have been paid on the preference share up to December 31, 2023. 2025 ngayon, 24, 25. So, dividends in arrears natin 2 years. Tama? Compute na rin natin. Dividends in arrears. How much yung preference shares? 1 million times 12%. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, that is 120,000 per year yung dividends natin. Lagay ko na lang. 120,000 per year. Ito yung dividends. Okay? Now, compute natin. Let's go to letter A. Non-cumulative and non-participating. Lagay natin yung excess. We have preference shares and ordinary shares. Okay? Excess natin. Share premium plus retained earnings, 2 million plus 1 million. You have 3 million. Preference shares, 1 million. Ordinary shares, 4 million. Okay? Now, non-cumulative, ibig sabihin, current year lang na dividends ang bibigay natin. Lagay natin dito, dividends. Na-compute natin, 120,000. Bigay natin yan. So, preference shares, 120. Let's compute. Okay, so, 3 million minus 120,000. You have 2,880,000. Right? Ito yung excess natin. So, lahat yan, bigay natin kay ordinary shares. 2,880,000. Alright, so, 1 million plus 120,000, 120,000. I-divide natin yan by 10,000 preference shares. For ordinary shares, 4 million plus 2,880, 6,880,000. I-divide natin yan by 40,000 shares. Okay, so let's compute. 120,000 divided by 10,000, you have 112. Yung sagot natin dito for preferred shares. 6,880,000 divided by 40,000. Sagot natin for ordinary shares, 172. Okay, that's for scenario A. Let's go to B. Okay, what if naman class, cumulative and non-participating? So, ganito lang gagawin ko dyan. Excess, preferred shares, and ordinary shares. So, copy lang natin. Meron tayong 3 million, 1 million, and 4 million. Okay, so, bayaran natin yung dividends in arrears. Sabi dyan, cumulative. Alam natin, 2 years yung dividends in arrears natin. Kasi bayad daw yung dividends up to December 31, 2023. Okay? 2025 ngayon, so 2 years. 120,000 per year, so times 2, 240,000. So, 240,000. Bayaran natin yung preferred shareholders plus 240,000. Excess natin, natitira, 3 million minus 240, we have 2,760,000. 2,760, lahat yan, ibigay na natin sa ordinary shareholders. Alright, let's compute the total. 1 million plus 240, 1,240,000. I-divide natin yung by number of preference shares, 10,000 shares. And then ordinary shares, 4 million plus 2,760, that's 6,760,000. Divide natin by 10,000 or 40,000 ordinary shares. Okay, so let's compute. 1,240,000. divided by 10,000, you have 124. Okay? And then 60,000 divided by 40,000, you have 169. Okay? So these are the answers for scenario B. Let's go to scenario C. Nakalagay dyan class, cumulative and fully participating. Lagay natin excess. Okay? We have preferred shares and ordinary shares. So copy lang natin, 3 million, we have 1 million, and we have 4 million. Okay? Cumulative, ibig sabihin, bayaran natin yung dividends in arrears. How much na-compute natin? 240,000. 240,000, bayaran natin si preferred shareholders, 240,000. And then, pag sinabing participating, ano nga ba sabi ko kanina? Sa example natin, bago ka mag-participate, si preferred shareholders, bayaran muna natin si ordinary shareholders na same rate, okay, as preferred shareholders. Okay? So, bayaran natin si preferred shareholders, bayaran natin si ordinary shareholders, and then after that, saka pala mag-share silang dalawa sa excess. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, class, okay, so meron tayong dividends in arrears for preferred shareholders, and then bigyan natin ng excess si ordinary shareholders, ng excess si ordinary shareholders, or ng fixed dividends din sa ordinary shareholders. 4 million times, again, same rate. Ano yung rate ni preferred shareholders dito? Tama ba? 12%. Okay? 4 million times 12%, how much yan? 4 million times 12%, that is 480,000. So, bigyan natin ng 480,000 na dividends si ordinary shares. Okay? Yung excess dyan, 3 million, minus 240, minus 480, you get 280,000. Okay? 280,000. Now, dito sila mag-share. Yan yung excess. Okay? Diyan sila magpa-participate. Sir, how much yan? Paano mo i-allocate yung 280 dun sa preferred shares and ordinary shares? Using their par value. Ito yung gagamitin mo pang allocate. Okay? Tama ba? 1 million plus 4 million, 5 million yung total niyan. Tama? So, ang gagawin dyan, 280,000 times 1 over 5. For preferred shares, 456,000. For ordinary shares, 280,000 divided by, or times 4 over 5, you get 1,824,000. 1,824,000. Okay, so let's compute. 1 million plus 240,000 plus 456,000, you have 1,696,000. Divide natin by number of preferred shares, 10,000. For ordinary shares naman, 4 million plus 480,000 plus 1,824,000, you have 6,304,000. 6,304,000, i-divide natin by ordinary shares, 40,000. Final answers natin, class, 1,696,000. Divided by 10,000, you have 169.6 for preferred shares, 6,304,000. Divided by 40,000, 157.6 for ordinary shares. Tandaan mo lang, class, bago sila mag-participate, bigyan mo muna ng fixed rate dividends si ordinary shares. Equal kung ano yung rate ni preferred shareholders. Alright? That's for letter C. Let's go to scenario D. Nakalagay dyan, class, cumulative and fully participating after ordinary share received 15%. O, i-follow lang natin yan. Yan yung agreement nila. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, meron tayong excess. Same format pa rin tayo. Preferred shares and ordinary shares. Excess natin, 3 million. Preferred shares, 1 million. Ordinary shares, 1 million. Or 4 million. So now, may cumulative daw. Ibig sabihin, bayaran natin lahat ng dividends in arrears worth 2 years. 240,000 na compute natin. Bayad natin yan to the preferred shareholders. Okay? Next naman, bayaran muna natin si ordinary shareholders. Ano nakalagay dyan? After ordinary share, receive 15%. Oh, hindi 4 million, multiply mo yan by 15%. So how much yan? 4 million times 15%, 600,000. Yan yung dividends na ibabayad natin kay ordinary shares, 600,000. Okay? Doon pa lang pwede mag-participate si preference shares. So, 3 million minus 240,000 minus 600,000, you have 2,160,000. Okay? 2,160, allocate natin using their par value. Okay? So, preferred shares times 1 over 5, you have 432,000. Okay? Ordinary shares, 2,160,000 times 4 over 5, you have 1,728,000. Let's compute the total. 1 million plus 240,000 plus 432,000, you have 1,672,000. Divide natin by 10,000 preference shares. For ordinary shares naman, 4 million plus 600,000 plus 1,728,000, you have 6,328,000. Divide natin by 40,000 ordinary shares. Final answers natin, class, 1,672,000. Divide by 10,000, you have 167.2 for the preferred shares. And then ordinary shares, 6,328,000 divided by 40,000, you have 158.2. Okay, so these are the final answers for scenario D. Okay, last scenario. Scenario E, nakalagay dyan class, cumulative and participating up to 16%. Ibig sabihin yan, si preferred shares, hanggang 16% lang yung maximum na pwede niyang i-participate. Okay, so ganito gagawin ko dyan. Meron pa rin tayong format na excess, preferred shares, and ordinary shares. Cumulative, tama ba? So lagay natin 3 million, 1 million, and 4 million. So bayaran natin yung dividends in arrears, worth 2 years, 240,000. Bigay natin yan sa preferred shares. And then, ordinary shares, again, bago mag-participate, bayaran muna natin ang same rate, okay, which is 12%. 4 million times 12%, that's 480,000. Ibigay mo yan sa ordinary shares. Okay, sir, paano ulit na-compute yung 480? 4 million na par value times 12%. Okay, because kung ano yung rate ni preferred shares, yun muna, magpa-participate muna or yun muna yung bibigay mo ng dividends to ordinary shares. Now, sabi dyan, and participating up to 16%. Tama ba, class? Yung una natin binigay kay preferred shares, 12% yan. Yun yung fixed rate dividends niya. Ay up to 16%. Ibig sabihin, may 4% pa tayong kailangan ibigay. Okay? So, 1 million times 4%, that is 40,000. Ibigay mo yan kay preferred shares. Got it? So, 12% to. Ito naman, 4%. Na-meet na niya yung 16%. Got it? So, ibig sabihin, yung excess, 3 million minus 240,000 minus 480 minus 40,000, you get 240,000. Yung 240,000 na yung class, lahat yan kay ordinary shareholders. Huwag mo nang bibigyan si preference shareholders kasi sabi yan, up to 16% lang. 12% and then 4%. Oh, 16% na yan. Pag nag-share pa to sa 2240, mas mataas na 16% yan. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, final answer natin, for preferred shares, 1 million plus 240 plus 40,000, you have 1,280,000. Di-divide natin yan by 10,000 shares. And then sa ordinary shares, 4 million plus 480,000 plus 2,240,000, you have 6,720,000. I-divide natin yan by 40,000 shares. Alright, so final answers natin, 1,280,000 divided by 10,000, you have 128. And then 6,720,000 divided by 40,000, you have 168. Okay, final answers for scenario E. Alright. Now, jump tayo to main problem number 3. Main problem number 3, ganun din class, apply lang natin yung participating versus non-participating. Okay, main problem number 3. Okay, madali na ito sa inyo kasi na-practice na tayo. Sige. We have 3 questions for main problem number 3. Question number 1, the total dividends to be given to preferred stock if preferred stock is cumulative and fully participating. Question number 2, total dividends to be given to common stock if preferred stock is cumulative and fully participating. And then question number 3, what if non-cumulative and fully participating? Ferry Corporation has the following classes of stocks outstanding. Meron tayong common stock, par value of 100, alright? And then preferred stock, tama ba class? 6% daw, so 100,000. Yung dividends natin for the preferred stock, preferred shares, 100,000 times 6%, tama ba? It's 6,000 per year, okay? So yun yung dividends natin to the preferred shareholders. Retained earnings of 48,000 is to be distributed as dividends. So we know, yung dividends, ang basis yan kung how much yung RE natin, retained earnings. Dividends have not yet been paid on the preferred stock for the preceding 2 years. So ibig sabihin, preceding 2 years. So ibig sabihin, class, tama ba for the last 2 years? Hindi pa kasama yung current year dyan. Right? Again, pag sinabing dividends in arrears, yung term sa problem, kasama yung current year. Dito explicit, preceding 2 years. Sabihin, 2 years before, plus 1 pa ngayong year. Got it? So, yung dividends in arrears natin, multiply mo by 3, 18,000. This is our dividends in arrears. Nakuha yan? Sige. Now, gagawin ko dito, class, meron tayong preferred shares and ordinary shares. Tingnan natin kung paano i-allocate yung 48,000 na dividends. Okay, now, question number 1. What if daw cumulative and fully participating? Tama ba, class? Bayaran muna natin yung dividends in arrears ni preferred shares. How much yung dividends in arrears? Na-compute natin, 18,000. So, sa 48,000, 18,000 dyan, ibayad mo dun sa preferred shares. Okay? And then, participating. Bago mag-participate, mabayaran mo muna ng 6% din sa ordinary shares. How much yung ordinary shares dyan? Tama ba? 300,000 yung par value niya. Tama? 300,000 times 6%, okay? That's 18,000. So, bigyan natin si ordinary shares ng 18,000 din. Paano na-compute, sir? 18,000, 300,000, yun yung total par value. Multiply natin by 6%. Alright, so after that, pwede mag-participate yung dalawa na yan. So 48,000 minus 18, you have 12,000. Paano magpa-participate? Using their par value. How much yung par value? 100,000 si preferred stock, 300,000 si common stock, or total is 400,000. Okay, so 12,000 times 1 over 4, you have 3,000. 12,000 times 3 over 4, you have 9,000. Right? So, ibig sabihin, class, sagot natin dyan, si preferred shares, 18,000 plus 3,000, makakompute niya, or by receive niya na dividends, 21. 18,000 plus 9,000, makakompute, or marireceive na dividends, si ordinary shares, 27,000. Question number 1. Total dividends to be given to preferred stock. If preferred stock is cumulative and fully participating, sagot natin dyan, DOG, 21,000. Question number 2, total dividends to be given to common stock if preferred stock is cumulative and fully participating. Si common stock naman, DOG din, 27,000. Okay, question number 3, what if non-cumulative naman si preferred stock? Well, ang gagawin ko lang dyan, i-erase ko lang ha. Pag non-cumulative, ganito gagawin ko. Alam natin yung 6,000 per year o non-cumulative, huwag mong babayaran yung dividends in arrears. 6,000 lang. Nawa mo yan? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan. So, bayaran natin yung dividends, 6,000 to preferred stock. Kasi non-cumulative do. Ibig sabihin, and then bayaran natin ng fixed rate si ordinary shares. So how much yung fixed rate ni ordinary shares? 300,000 times 6%. Ganun pa rin, 18,000. Okay? And then yung excess, kumpitin natin, 48,000 minus 6 minus 18, you have 24,000. 24,000 times 1 over 4, you have 6,000 for the preferred shares. Okay? 24,000 times 3 over 4, you have 18,000. Okay? So, ma-compute mo dyan, 12,000 for preferred shares, 18 plus 18, 36,000 for ordinary shares. Ano ba yung tanong? Total dividends to be given to preferred stock. So, sagot mo dyan, 12,000, that's DOG. Ayun. Yun lang for main problem number 3. Now, pakita ko lang sa inyo class, what if merong treasury shares? Alright? Let's go to illustrative example number 5. What if merong treasury shares? So, paano gagawin natin dyan? So, kapag may treasury shares, tandaan nyo class, so, illustrative example number 5, if may treasury shares in computing the book value, assume retired yan. Okay? Assume natin na retired yung treasury shares. Bakit ganun, sir? Because, syempre, liquidation na to. Na-bankrupt na yung corporation. Babayaran natin lahat. Pati yung mga treasury shares, lahat yan, ordinary shares, preferred shares, ibabalik na natin yan. I-retire na natin yung treasury shares. Alright? So again, assume retired. Sir, ano yung effect niyan? Papakita ko sa inyo, class. Okay, requirement is compute for the book value per share. Just read the given. Illustrative example number 5. XYZ company has an authorized share capital of 20,100 par, 8% cumulative, okay, preferred shares, and 40,000 ordinary shares with 100 peso par value. Okay, meron tayong cumulative preference share capital, 1 million, ordinary share capital, share premium and retained earnings, and then treasury ordinary shares. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, class, meron akong excess, meron tayong preferred shares and ordinary shares. Alright? So, yung excess natin, huwag mo isasama yung treasury shares. Share premium and retained earnings lang. So, how much yan? 400,000 plus 520. Nakopit mo ba yung 920? Yes? Okay, so 920,000. And then, si preferred shares naman, 1 million. Si ordinary shares, 2.2 million. Tama ba? Ngayon, assume retired. Naalala nyo ba, class, yung journal entry kapag nag-retire tayo ng treasury shares? So, ganito siya. Tama ba, may treasury shares dyan na 300,000, right? Normal balance niya is debit. Kailangan natin i-credit. So, journal entry, kapag ni-retire natin yung treasury shares, credit treasury shares, 300,000. Now, i-debit natin yung ordinary shares at par value. Tama? How much yan? Well, 2,000 yung treasury shares, multiply natin by par, which is, nakalagay, how much yung par value ng ordinary shares dito? That is 100. Okay, 100 par value. 2,000 times 100, that is 200,000. And then, debit share premium balancing figure, 100,000. Tama ba, class? Ito yung entry natin kapag nag-retire tayo ng treasury shares. Alright? Ngayon, ang effect niyan ito. Babaguhin natin yan. Alright? So, ordinary shares, nag-debit tayo ng 200. Ang gagawin mo dyan, instead of 2.2 million, ang gagawin mo na dyan is 2 million. Alright? Nag-debit tayo ng share premium, 100,000. Bawas sa excess yan, 100,000. Gagamitin mo na dito, class, is 820,000. Preferred shares, walang effect. So, gagamitin mo na sa table, 820, 1 million, and 2 million. And then, usual na computation. Alright? So, nakalagay dyan, cumulative daw yung preference shares. How much yung preference shares? 1 million. multiply mo siya by 8%. Okay? Sabi dyan, dividends on preference shares, second paragraph, are in arrears for 2024 and 2025, 2 years. So 1 million times 8% times 2, dividends in arrears natin. 1 million times 8% times 2, 160,000. Dividends in arrears. Bayaran natin yung dividends in arrears. How much? 160,000. Bigyan natin yan to preferred shares, 160. Okay, and then matitira, 820 minus 160, you have 660,000. Lahat yan, ibigay natin to the ordinary shareholders. Let's compute. 1 million plus 160, 160,000. 2 million plus 2,660, 2,660,000. Divide natin by number of shares. Preference shares, ilan yung shares yan? Nakalagay 40,000 shares. Preference share capital, nakalagay dyan 1 million, and then par value is 100. Tama ba? So 1 million, divide natin by 100, 10,000 preference shares. Divide mo yan. Okay? And then ordinary shares, tanda mo, outstanding dapat yan. Okay? So ilan ba yung shares na in-issue dito? Nakalagay 40,000 ordinary shares. Alright? Okay, so ulit natin. So ordinary shares issued. Okay? Let's take a look at the given. Nakalagay, okay, 40,000 ordinary shares. 2.2 million. Tama ba? 2.2 million. Yung total ordinary shares and par value niya is 100. Okay, so yung in-issue natin, 2.2 million, divide by 100, we have 22,000 shares. Issued yan, emit treasury shares. Ilang shares yung treasury shares natin? 2,000. So 22,000 minus 2,000, you have 20,000. Okay, so yun yung gagamitin mo dito. Huwag yung 22,000 ha. Again, outstanding. So issued minus outstanding. Sir, paano mo ulit na-compute yung 22,000? 2.2 million yung total na ordinary share capital. Alam natin at par value yan. Yung par value 100, o divide mo yan, 22,000 shares. Minus 2,000, given sa problem yan, yung treasury shares, 20,000 yung makukuha mo dyan. 1,160,000 divided by 10,000, you have 116. And then 2,660,000 divided by 20,000, you have 133. Yung final answers natin. Again, pag may treasury shares, assume retard. Ano yung effect nyo? Mag-journal entry ka. Pag nag-journal entry ka, meron siyang effect sa ordinary shares kasi i-debit mo yun. Meron siyang effect sa excess kasi i-debit mo yan. After this, the usual lang. Okay? Next effect na is the computation of the denominator or outstanding dapat yan. Hindi lang issued. Issued minus treasury. Alright? Let's go to main problem number 2. Ayan, patapos na tayo. Main problem number 2 for this one, ang tanong sa atin is, ganun din. Actually, meron dalawang preference shares dito na magkaiba yung rate. Okay? So, paano gagawin natin dyan, sir? So, tingnan natin. What is the book value per share of common stock? Okay? Number 2, the stockholders' equity of Raquelin Company. So, main problem number 2 on December 31 includes the following. 12% preferred stock, 2,000 shares. 14% preferred stock, 1,000 shares. And may common stock tayo na 5,000 shares. Retained earnings, APIC, and donated capital. Okay, so gagawin ko dyan class, excess, alright, and then preferred shares na 12%. Hihiwalay ko yan. Preferred shares na 14%, and then meron tayong ordinary shares. Okay, hiwala yung analysis niyan. Alright, ganun gagawin mo kapag may dalawang preference shares. Now, how much yung excess? Add natin, retained earnings na 300,000, plus 50,000 na APIC, plus 224,000 na donated capital, 574,000. Preferred shares na 12%, meron tayong 200,000. Preferred shares na 14%, we have 300,000. And ordinary shares, we have 500,000 or common stock. Okay? Sige. Now, bigyan natin ng dividends. Yung 12% muna. Okay? So, nakalagay dyan, the 12% stock, second paragraph, is cumulative and fully participating. The 14% is non-cumulative and fully participating. Dividends in arrears are for 3 years. Again, pag 3 years, kasama na yung current year. So, 12%, gagawin ko dyan, 200,000 times 12% times 3. So, how much yan? 200,000 times 12% times 3, 72,000. So, bayaran natin ng 72,000 yung 12%. And then, sabi dyan, yung 14% non-cumulative. Ito gagawin ko lang dyan, 300,000 times ko lang siya sa 14%. Alright? So, 300,000 times 14%, you get 42,000. So, bayaran natin ng dividends, non-cumulative, 42,000. Now, parehong participating yan. Yung 12% and 14% yan. Bago mag-participate, bigyan mo ng dividends yung ordinary shares. Ang tanong dyan, anong rate yung gagamitin natin? 12% or 14%? Gagamitin mo lagi, whichever is lower. Okay, 12%. So, gagawin ko dyan, 500,000 times 12%, you get 60,000. Bigyan mo muna ng 60,000 si ordinary shares. bago kayo mag-participate. Okay? So, compute natin yung excess. 574,000 minus 72,000 minus 42,000 minus 60,000, you have 400,000. Sir, paano namin maaalala na lower yung gagamitin mo? 12% na hindi 14%. Tandaan mo, class, na si ordinary shares, tama ba? Or na si preference shares, meron siyang preference as to dividends and as to during liquidation than ordinary shares. Tama? Kumbaga, mas importante si preference shares than ordinary. Ngayon, kapag ang ginawa mo, minultiply mo by 14%, ibig sabihin, mas mataas, ang nangyayari doon, mas may preference na si ordinary shares kaysa kay 12%. Nakuha mo ba yan? So, pag binigyan mo ng dividend si ordinary shares, kunwari, ang ginamit nating class, 14%. Kunwari lang, alam natin 12% dapat yung lower. Pag ang ginamit mo is the higher rate na 14%, it's as if na meron ng preference si ordinary than 12%. Tama ba? So, ulitin ko, para mas may preference pa rin lahat ng preferred shareholders kay ordinary shareholders, bago mag-participate, pipiliin mo yung lower rate. Okay, with this case, 12%. Now, meron tayong 400. Pa-participate, syempre, based on par value yan, 200 plus 300 plus 500, that's equal to 1 million. Okay, so allocate natin. 400,000 times 2 over 10, 80,000. Okay, 400,000 times 3 over 10, you have 12,000. Oh, sorry, 120,000. And then 400,000 times 5 over 10, that's 200,000. Okay, so add natin. 200,000 plus 72,000 plus 80,000, you have 352,000. And then 300,000 plus 42,000 plus 120,000, you have 462,000. And then 500,000 plus 60,000 plus 200,000, you have 760,000. Divide natin yan by the number of shares. Preferred shares na 12%, meron daw 2,000 shares. Preferred shares na 14%, we have 1,000 shares. Ordinary shares, meron tayong 5,000. Divide natin yan. 352,000 divided by 2,000, you have 176. Kapag ang tanong, yung preferred shares na 12%, sagot mo is 176. 462,000 divided by 1,000, you have 462. And ordinary shares, I think, in yung question, divide 760,000, divide natin by 5,000, you have 152. Final answer, 152, which is letter A, 152. Okay, so that's for book value per share. Actually, may naligaw na problem dito, yung problem number 4. This is about quasi-reorganization. Okay? Na-discuss na natin yan under shareholders' equity. Pero pakita ko lang yung solution class, no, para lang alam niyo yung sagot. Pero again, na-discuss na natin ito before. Huwag natin masyado i-discuss. Yung main problem number 4, pakita ko na lang yung solution. So basically, ang nangyari dito, basahin na rin ito yung problem. Okay, Jesse Company has incurred heavy losses since its inception. At the recommendation of the Chief Executive Officer and Board of Directors, immediately prior to the restatement, the company's stockholders' equity were as follows. Kung maalala nyo yung quasi-reorganization, may negative retained earnings tayo. Ang goal natin is gawin siyang positive. Alright? So dito, may common stock na 50 million, APIC na 5 million, and may RE tayo na deficit na 8 million. Okay? Ang goal natin maging positive yan. The stockholders approved the quasi-reorganization to be accomplished as reduction of inventory, 2 million. Okay, so loss yan. What else? Reduction of PPE, 4 million, loss din yan. And write-off of goodwill of 1 million. So tama ba ang total loss natin? 2 plus 4 plus 1, that's 7 million. Siyempre, loss yan, so i-debit mo yan sa RE. Okay? And nakalagay, and appropriate adjustment to the capital structure against APIC first. How much yung balance ng APIC? Tingin ka sa gitna, 5 million, tama? I-charge mo sa 5 million yan. Therefore, ang total deficit, ang remaining deficit natin, 8 million plus 7 million minus 5 million, 10 million. And sabi dyan, to APIC first, and remaining deficit, ano yung remaining deficit? 10 million. Okay? Against common stock account. How much yung common stock? 50 million. So, kayang-kaya niya i-absorb yung 10 million. Okay? So, ito yung common stock natin. I-absorb niya yung deficit. Therefore, zero na yung retained earnings natin. Kaya sagot dito, class, it should reduce the common stock by 10 million. Letter A for main problem number 4. Again, na-discuss na natin yan before. Sinabi ko lang para at least alam mo yung sagot sa main problem number 4. Okay, that ends our discussion on book value per share.